A Trump 2.0 or Harris 1.0? What could Gen Z expect from if either candidate took office? A few issues concerning voters: the economy, the conflict in the Middle East, and reproductive rights. The two candidates have very different ideas on how they will lead the country.
They're very, very different. And it is the enemy from within, and they're very dangerous. They're Marxists and communists and fascists.
We know what Donald Trump wants. He wants unchecked power.
Let's start with Trump 2.0. Rich Zeoli, a talk show host at WPHT Radio in Philadelphia, worked on Trump's campaign in 2016. He shares what we can expect from a second Trump administration.
The economy was better under Donald Trump. I mean, inflation in January of 2021 was a lot lower than it is today. Economically speaking, it's going to be better for the country.
We're going to bring companies back to our country.
You got to factor in COVID with those job numbers. In 2020, those jobs were lost, no question about it. But by the third quarter, most of those jobs had returned. Those jobs did come roaring back.
Trump has promised to rein in inflation if elected. Under his first administration, inflation never went over 2.4%. TCNJ Republican student John Renzia believes in his tax policies.
Put Trump back in office, you're seeing all this money come pouring in, and the money's going to go around in circles, filling us back up to where we were before.
If reelected, Trump has threatened to carry out the largest deportation in American history to tackle a wave of illegal immigration.
They're poisoning the blood of our country.
People are envisioning in their minds are the cities getting cleaned up because you have a lot of encampments. I mean, homeless numbers are through the roof right now with illegal immigrants and migrants. Trump is smart to run on it because people are very upset.
We as Republicans are all for immigration. We believe in safe and legal immigration.
As for reproductive rights, Rich Zeoli doesn't believe President Trump will push further.
However, Trump has described himself as the most pro-life president in U.S. history and repeatedly took credit for the Supreme Court overturning of Roe v. Wade.
I was proudly the person responsible for the ending of something that all legal scholars, both sides, wanted and, in fact, demanded be ended: Roe v. Wade.
Now, let's look at what a Harris 1.0 administration would look like.
Comprehensive reform that includes strong border security and an earned pathway to citizenship.
Harris wants to sign into law the tough border compromise that Congress was unable to pass in 2024 after Donald Trump objected to it. That bill would amend the asylum process, where the power is given to the president to shut down the border when crossings are high and limited parole of migrants, which allows them to temporarily enter the United States.
So getting that number down, increasing the amount of border agents, increasing the amount of border judges is a top priority for the Harris administration.
Anthony Foster is a member of the Montclair Dems organization.
As president, I will take on the high costs that matter most to most Americans.
Put that $25,000 loan for first-time home buyers to try to help out those low and middle and working class families.
We reached out to NJ Congresswoman Mikey Sherrill to make the case for Kamala Harris on a number of issues, including women's rights.
What we can expect from Kamala Harris is a continued drive to ensure that there is not a nationwide abortion ban.
Sherrill also thinks that Harris has a better plan to lift up America.
She wants to create opportunity. I think what we can expect is a consistent focus on how more people in this country have access to education, to a great job, access to a great future.
Both candidates voice a strong support for Israel. There is a difference, though. Trump voices unconditional support for Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, while Harris cautions Israel to take more steps to protect innocent citizens in Gaza and Lebanon.
I support the need for Palestinians.
I did encourage him to get this over with. Have victory, get your victory, and get it over with. It has to stop. The killing has to stop.
I think she's going to be a strong leader and that she is not going to remain silent about what's going on there.
Each candidate has presented distinct visions for America's future. Which vision will prevail? We will know soon enough. From Montclair News Lab, I'm Gloria Perez.